3, 2, 1.
Let's go!
That's what I'm talking about. We are here. We are live at the 67th annual SPWLA's symposium. We're at Lake Conroe, Houston, Texas, just north of Houston, Texas. Next year, it's going to be in France. The show this year is all about integration and seeing what machine learning and AI is doing, but also the advancements of new ideas, new tool development, and taking old ideas and applying it into new areas. I mean, SPWLA is all about integration. Drillers, reservoir engineers, completions engineers, they all integrate around the wellbore. And so that's what's exciting about this. We get an opportunity to sit down with the folks at Baker. You guys are here, you're live, you're representing the company. I'm excited to get your backgrounds. Please introduce yourself.
Oh, hello. My name is Javier Franquet. I'm the global lead for formation, evaluation, and testing in the Gaffney Cline Energy Advisory Organization in Baker Hughes, and I'm based here in Houston.
Okay.
All right. My name is Alexander Chirinos. I'm the global product manager for formation, testing, and sampling and coring for wireline services.
Wow.
20 years in August here in the industry.
Wow.
So loving it. Yeah, thank you for that. And yes, excited to be here. So a lot of people, a lot of customers, familiar faces. So yes, great
Awesome.
venue. So
How long you been with Baker?
Baker Hughes, 20 years.
Oh, that's what you said. I thought you were talking about industry. You've been with Baker for 20 years.
The industry and Baker for 20 years.
Wow,
Yes, sir.
wow. Nice.
So I'm Andy Hawthorne. I'm the global product lead for what's called Smart Services, which includes acoustic telemetry systems and pipe conveyed wellbore integrity. And I've been around in the industry a little bit longer.
A little bit longer than him, huh?
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it.
Let's keep it a secret.
Well, man, this is great. And how long have you been in the industry?
In the industry, about 30 years.
30 years.
Yeah, 7 with R&D in a national oil company and 23 with Baker Hughes.
And what's new in wireline formation evaluation at Baker Hughes?
Thank you for asking. Well, we're getting into a more challenging condition, so we essentially develop a tool that is a through drill pipe conveyance. It's called Proxima. It has a full platform from all the density neutron, porosity, all the induction resistivity for water saturation, acoustic, cross-dipole acoustic, and also imaging.
This is going out while drilling, or this is the drill bit's out there, you tractor it down, and you get the information as you pull back?
It has a little bit of both. So you drill the well, and then you go with a special bit with the hole, where you can go through the tool. So you can actually keep the hole in stable condition. You can reciprocate, circulate, rotate, keep the well alive, and still do the logging. So for very challenging conditions and difficult well trajectories. Yeah.
And that's kind of a new development for
That's correct.
Baker.
Yeah, it's called Proxima,
Proxima.
and it has a whole variety. It's a whole platform for all including imaging and spectral gamma for the unconventional. So.
Okay. And which formation testing challenges have Baker Hughes been able to solve with these new technologies?
No, that's an amazing question, Troy. So just like Javier was saying, drilling wells right now, trying to find hydrocarbons is just more challenging than before, right? We're now trying to tap to places where either hotter, higher pressure, higher temperature, tighter formations.
Right.
So on the formation testing and sampling, we come up recently with a new platform called Maxima. And it's an upgrade and change to our traditional, something that our customers are very familiar with, RCI, RCX. So Maxima expands the capabilities of that. We have things like the Maxima Frac, which is new straddle packer that can create higher differentials, almost double differentials than what you can do with the previous generation, right? So we're up to par and in certain hole conditions, leading on the limitations of the previous generation. So really 10,000 PSI differential above hydrostatics in 8.5, 6,000 PSI differential in 12.25. So we're excited for that. We had great success with this technology in Middle East, and now moving it here into the CCUS market, new energy exploration. So that's very good on that side. and also a couple of other components in the same platform. Maxima Flow is another one. It's our high rate pumps. So one of the things that we do after we drill these wells, we want to take some samples of that hydrocarbon that is downhole.
Yeah.
And normally you pump it out of the rock, you try to collect it into the tank. The faster that you pump, then the faster that you are able to bring that sample for analysis at surface.
Okay.
So now with this new Maxima Flow, you're getting that sample a lot quicker, saving rig time, saving money to the customer as well, right? Making that sample also being a lot more representative than compared with the past, right?
Wow.
And then lastly, on the digital side, we have Maxima Pure. On that same platform, it's important to get that sample very clean. And this software with artificial intelligence, we map out in machine learning a very big database, and it's able basically to help us predict what that contamination is while we're pumping, and then being able to put it into the tank, bring it to surface, and that's value added to the customer, right? So.
Yeah, big time. So the well gets drilled. They start running maybe some basic logs to kind of really identify, okay, I think we have 3-4 zones that look like potential, something's going on here. Let's bring in Maxima. Let's go down and test individually these different shows.
That's exactly, you got it, man. You got it. You're a pro. There you go. I like it. No, you're right. Your conventional logs, you see that there is some potential. You don't know, how movable this might be and so on. So you come with Maxima, and then you say, you know what, economically, financially, it makes more sense this reservoir compared to this one. Yeah. And then you recommend that for production in the future.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Andy, how about new technologies and specifically on well integrity, right?
Yeah, so well integrity is a critical part all the way through well construction, and historically all that data has been acquired on wireline. So you think, the pulse echo ultrasonics, you think of CBL, VDL, and etc. And you need that both for safe and efficient operations, but also to satisfy regulatory requirements.
Right.
And now with this big push towards mature assets and everything else, where you want to expose more reservoir from existing infrastructure, you need to know even more about the casing and cement at a different time. So one thing that when you run wireline, obviously everything else stops. You run wireline in a hole. So the clients came to us and said, could you put some of these measurements on drill pipe? And then we can run in parallel with existing operations. And so we can take the logs, and we don't care of the deviation of the wellbore, we don't care how long it is, we don't care if it's an extended reach section. We could take this during drilling, we could take this during cementing, we could take it during section milling, plug and packer setting, whipstock runs, so you could log in all those environments.
Jeez.
And so we built what is a pulse echo ultrasonic tool, which gives a full 360-degree image of the condition of the casing and what is attached to the casing on the far side. So it's taken off. I mean, in the last 2 to 3 years, the growth has been astronomical. We can't keep up with the demand.
Have you deployed it down in like old wells?
Yes.
Wells from the 60s that you think the casing's all shot and you're getting all the...
On all of those wells, new wells, old wells, we run on all of them.
You said quad. How'd you say the tool?
It's a pulse echo ultrasonic tool. We call it CICM, but it stands for Casing Inspection Cement Mapping, and that's what it does. So
it's using sound.
It is. It's using acoustics. So it's an ultrasonic tool. So
and you're imaging the...
If you rotate the tool, it's got 3 transducers, and you can look at the casing ID, the roughness of the casing, the thickness of the casing, the wear on the casing collars, and whether you've got cement, fluid, or rock on the far side. So it gives you all that information the same you would with a traditional wireline tool.
Now, has the interest of going into older well bores and understanding the casing and the integrity of these wells, is that something kind of new development because of CCUS and like trying to...
It's applicable there as well, but in terms of, I said if you want to do a casing exit, you want to exit a well, you've already got the production infrastructure, I want to attack more reservoir.
So you want to cut a new window?
You want to cut a new window and you get out. So you still need to know the condition of the casing, where the casing collars are, what the wear is. Can the well survive if you're putting new well infrastructure in there? But it goes all the way through to, could you do this for CCUS? Absolutely. Could you do it for old wells?
Geothermal.
Yeah.
Injection zones, things that you want to convert.
Well integrity is important right across the well life cycle, all the way through to P&A.
One thing that I'll add to that is, honestly, right nowadays it's everything about efficiencies, right? So you try to, you can drill new wells to try to exploit the reservoir, but if as much as you can utilize the existing wells, so that's what we call mature assets, right?
Yep.
So we'll try to use everything that we can get out of everything of that single well without damaging, of course, your formation, etc., but really squeezing the maximum that you could. So that's where integrity casing, well intervention, and so on is so important nowadays.
You can go through tubing and get this measurement through tubing into the casing, or no?
So no, currently no. Generally just through one casing string.
Yeah.
So it'd be one casing string at a time.
Yep.
But you still need that data. There's a phenomenal interest, as you said, in terms of efficiency, and the fact that you could put it on a run that is already planned in the well.
Sure.
Means that you're doubling up.
Yeah.
So
or you get a hole in the tubing or something, you got to pull that well anyway. You're going to pull everything out.
You'll pull everything out and then log.
How fast can you get like a 3,000-foot well looked at? If it's like a shallow well like that, how fast to get in and get out?
Generally, we log at 700 meters per hour at 60 RPM.
So that's 2 hours.
Over 2,000 feet. Yeah.
Yeah, an hour.
Yeah. Well, with this tool, you have to circulate and have to rotate, because you don't want to rotate a tool inside casing that's a big like an LWD tool, but for casing without pumping. So you'd still have to take the connections into account.
And how about the wellbore size? Like if you got 7-inch, 5-inch, 5.5, 4.5.
Currently, we can do anywhere from 9 5/8 all the way up to later on this year 18-inch or 20-inch casing. And we are working on the small tool for the 7-inch liner.
So 7-inch, 4.5, 5.5. You guys don't have that yet.
4.5 isn't going to happen. That will still be a wireline domain. I'll leave that to the wireline guys. But 7-inch is entirely doable.
Nice. And how about the integration of all these things, right? Who's focusing on how it all comes around? So at the end of the day, reservoirs, completion, production, right? Moving the needle from a profit margin standpoint for the operators that are spending this money with you guys, deploying this technology. How do you guys do that? How do you integrate all this?
I'm glad that you asked, Troy. We have a dedicated team in Baker Hughes. It's actually under our integrated solution, and it's called Gaffney Klein Energy Advisory, where we essentially do not only the geoscience post-acquisition processing of subsurface data from either wireline, completion, or LWD. And then we have the group that does essentially reservoir characterization, reservoir consultancy, and integrate the whole life cycle of the reservoir from exploration all the way to mature asset and P&A and work on deployment. So, and we tackle from traditional oil and gas all the way to new energy, CCUS, geothermal, hydrogen, in natural exploration of hydrogen, natural hydrogen, or underground hydrogen storage for not only hydrogen but also gas or oil in subsurface. Yeah,
it's an interesting point, but I think it's not a service company or an oil company. It's integrated together. The best results come when you work as a complete team with the operator and the service providers together, and then you're really understanding what the value is and what you need to target to achieve those objectives, and you work together. And that's where you have the most success.
Yeah, 100%. I think at the end of the day, yes, everybody, you have technologies that are, breakthrough new things, but at the end of the day is how those technologies become a solution for your customers. Are you really coming along through to solve a challenge that they currently have? Exactly. And that's what we're always looking after, right? All this engagement that we have right now here is, conversation with the customer, see what is new, what new problems, new challenges, and then how do we take a look in our toolbox? How do we use anything that we have in there to try to catch those solutions, right?
So essentially, we have as a well construction side where you actually drill, get close to the reservoir, and you gather information. That's the data acquisition, the diagnosis. And then you go into production solutions, and then you go into how to optimize your development. So all of that from the beginning all the way to the end. In Gaffney Klein, we have all the workflows to provide those solutions.
And blur the lines in between those steps, right? That's something that seems pretty complex. Is okay, you're going to drill a well. Now you got to find a zone. Okay, you found the zone. Now you got to complete the zone. Okay, you completed the zone. Now you got to flow it back. what's it really going to give you, so you know what kind of facilities to build. And you guys are saying that when you get Baker involved in that project up front, you guys will walk through and help blur those lines in between each one of those significant steps to make sure that the well is going to be the best well it can be.
Exactly right. From upstream, midstream, downstream, the whole workflow. Yes.
Man, well, we got a couple of sponsors I want to bring up. Obviously, Integrity in Situ. I'm super excited about that. I've been talking to a lot of people about this technology of measuring geomechanical measurements in situ in the reservoir. So a new technology, like you talked about, maybe developing here. So I wanted to say thank you to them. And then the other guys is Upstream, which is an LOS and accounting software that allows you to make a decision today. Okay, you saved some money today, but how did it affect production and your bottom line in the future? Keeping track of all these subtle decision-making, the things that happen while drilling, and then how did it impact the bottom line moving forward? So I feel like both of those companies can be involved in what we're talking about, right? Keeping track of the bottom line, moving the needle for the customer, and applying new opportunities for new data, new insights. It's exciting, man.
Yes. This is great. Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Troy. Excellent.
Yeah.
Thank
you for the opportunity, Troy.
Thank you, guys. Good luck, Baker. We'll be talking soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.